Yo, it's your boy Dub Flow.
Yo, it's your boy Gorilla J. We from the
Egan's Rats. And you listening to the Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Hey, yo, we got the show October 30th in Gaslight.
With two of the dopest MCs we know, Scrub and ATG. This is a free outdoor event. It's recommended you bring your own chair, but the Gaslight will provide the food and booze. Also, bring a mask and social distancing is encouraged. Shout outs to Shane Presley and the Rock Paper Podcast and the Gaslight. We're the Egan's Rats. We approve this message.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast. Thank you for checking out another episode of the show. Today's features my new friend Darian Roe, singer-songwriter from Bethalto, Illinois. Joins me on the show to talk about some of her new originals that she's working on and some of her story, her background and getting into music. And we also talk some Halloween stuff, our favorite candies, and spooky movies and all kinds of fun stuff. So enjoy this conversation. I want to remind you, Rock Paper Podcast is brought to you by Roughneck Beard Company and American Rambler, located here in St. Louis, Missouri. You can shop locally at their space over in Maplewood off of Manchester. Stop in and visit them there, or shop 24/7 at roughneckbeardcompany.com. You know, just in time for the fall here, they brought back one of their most popular products, Roughneck Beard Batter. Roughneck Beard Batter is the perfect daily conditioner or after-wash solution. Rub a dime-sized glob through your mane in the morning or after a shower and let the shea butter and hemp seed oil go to work, replacing that lost moisture. So if your beard has been dry and itchy, you need to get yourself some Roughneck Beard Batter today. You can use my code RPP15 for an exclusive 15% off your purchase. You can try it all out. They've got all sorts of great products over there, all natural. Anything over $50, you get free shipping. You can check it all out. Again, beard oils, beard balms, some with like infused with coffee and all sorts of things. So whatever you're into, they probably got a product that you would like. And check it all out again at roughneckbeardcompany.com. Also, a big thank you to Heil Sound for their continued support and helping me make this show sound great. Recording this intro today on my PR40. You can get yourself one today at heilsound.com. And hit me up. I'm on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can hit me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail if you'd like to reach me there. Or check out the brand new and improved rockpaperpodcast.com. Got it all cleaned up. So big thanks to my buddy Mikey for his support and making that happen. It's looking good. But yeah. I would love to hear from you guys. If you have any requests or anybody you'd like to hear on the show or anything else, again, hit me at rockpaperpodcast@gmail.com and drop me a line. All right, everybody, that's it for me. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this brand new episode with Darian Roe.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio. It's on the internet. Does that make sense? Uh-huh. Yeah. That's also like my mom. It makes it sound more confusing, doesn't it? It sounds like this.
This is Darian Roe, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot. Could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Hanging out today with Darian Roe. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
This is very cool. I'm glad to be here hanging with you today. We I don't know. We kind of been running in the same circle for a while. I've seen you at shows and different things around town, and we've said hi. But like we never really got a chance to like sit and talk. So that's what's fun about this type of setting and doing the podcast and get to know a little bit more about you and what you're up to. And so I know we've become friendly online, and I've been keeping up with some of your music there. So getting to learn a little bit about it, but it's cool to come here and hang out with you and get to know more about it. So
yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I was trying to think like where all our like I guess it must have started at Broadway Oyster Bar.
Probably first seeing each other. Yeah, probably at the Voodoo shows.
Because obviously working there for me and of course Sean Cannon's one of my favorites in town. But those Voodoo shows are a ton of fun on Wednesday nights, and I'm really missing them big time.
You and me both.
Yeah. So, but I used to start seeing you down there quite a bit, and so I guess that's where our everything got started for us, and getting to meet and things, and seeing you down there a lot.
Yeah.
So I guess always been a big music fan, going to a lot of shows.
Forever. Yeah. I love big shows, local shows, whatever. I just try to support local music as much as I can, and
yeah. What's your favorite Sean Cannon Voodoo player show?
Oh man, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
They really killed Zeppelin.
Oh, those nights are nuts.
That was the first one, and I've heard so many crazy stories of like they sell out. It's shoulder to shoulder, crazy packed, and just phenomenal musicians. And I don't know, they blew it out of the water. It was amazing. Yeah,
I actually got to talk about that the other night. I was talking to a buddy, Dave Farver, who does some vocals on that night, and also plays with El Monstero and all this stuff and Super Jam. And we were talking about that night though, and I was saying how I got to use one of my favorite lines on that Zeppelin night the last time, and where from Wayne's World when it was like at capacity and somebody's like trying to get in and like. I need in there, man. My girlfriend's in there. I was like, there's a lot of people's girlfriends in there. And like,
yeah.
So it felt good to break that out. But those nights are insane, and it's like 300 people packed inside the tent and at Oyster Bar in the middle of winter, and
so much fun.
Yeah. So it was a really good time. But yeah, Sean's it's so cool to see what he's been able to create with those shows over the last 6+ years now, and keeping it going over there in the lot lately. I know got a couple more left over there doing the outdoor shows. Hopefully they can squeeze a couple more in before it gets too cold.
Yeah.
So you but I also saw you you working at the pageant for a while.
Yep.
And which I was always kind of envious that because like I love going to shows, and like what better way to like that's essentially why I work at Oyster Bar, was I could get paid to go to shows.
Yeah.
And like so I was always get to see all my favorite bands and get paid for it. So and so you get to see all sorts of greats coming through the doors over there. So
yeah.
We mentioned right before we press record a guy named Marcus King band rolled through town.
Yeah.
And who's one of the baddest young guys out there right now. So we're talking about that, but I'm guessing you got to see a bunch of good ones through there.
A bunch of good ones, yeah. Marcus King, thankfully I was able to take off that night, and I was able to stand in the pit, and I was front row, and then I moved my way back a little bit, but it was phenomenal. And I mean, Blue October, we were talking about that, one of my favorites. I have like a bucket list kind of concerts that I want to see, and Blue October was always one of them, and I got to check it off. And that's kind of what I like about working there, is there's a lot of bands that I wouldn't actually really go and watch, but they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. El Monstero, I've heard so much about them. I've never seen any El Monstero shows, and I got to work all of them. And great group of guys. And
yeah, I talked to Dave about that too, how like it was one of those like I heard great things, but never saw it, and I kept blowing it off because like I've seen a couple of really terrible tribute acts, and I just kept thinking about that, and so hearing the fact that it's a Pink Floyd tribute, and I was like, I don't know, Pink Floyd's holds pretty high for me, and like so I just didn't want something, but then like I finally went, and I was like, holy shit, these guys blew my mind, like so good, and the stage show and the sound and everything is just so good. So there's a couple bands like that every now and then. Like I got to see I saw Dirty Heads at
they were phenomenal
at the pageant, and like I like a couple of tunes, but I didn't really know what I was going to get myself into, and I was like, I'll go see Dirty Heads, like that sounds fun, like, and so I snagged some tickets, and they blew my mind. They were really like a great live show, like really well done, and especially seeing them inside of a small club like that, like is such a cool experience.
That's what I like about the pageant too. Is I like bigger bands, but I like to have the kind of personal, I guess, show of it where you're not in the lawn, or you're not in anything. You can be in the pit, or you can be in the seats, and just you're in the moment, and everybody's there for it. And
right. Yeah, even if it's 2,000 people and there's still an intimate show, like you still get to, and like I've seen like groups like Shinedown and stuff who are like these massive arena and amphitheater shows and stuff, and to get to see them in a club like that, like is really cool too. So
yeah, it's really cool.
Well, you obviously big music fan, and but you've been recently, I guess, at least to my knowledge, that you've been really playing out a lot more, playing your own music and playing and doing covers and things. And but have you been playing for a long time, or is this kind of something new you started developing, or?
Crazy story. I actually was looking through like old pictures yesterday in photo albums, and there's a picture of me about a year and a half old, and I'm holding a pair of drumsticks sitting with my dad playing. So my dad's a musician, and my brother's a musician. So growing up, I always had a guitar, I was always singing, or I always had a pair of drumsticks, played saxophone, trumpet, trombone, all that. I wanted to be a band teacher when I got older, and my music teacher, when I was in like 5th grade, was like, well, if you want to be a band teacher, you have to learn all the instruments. So in 5th grade, I kind of was like, okay, let's do it. So I started with the saxophone and started going up, but about high school, I did 8th grade marching band. They let me march with the high schoolers, and I did it, and I absolutely hated it, and it was awful. And it was not for me, and it was like, well, here you guys go, I'm done. Yeah. So I kind of just stepped off for a minute, and so my freshman year of high school, I didn't really do anything. I didn't really play guitar or sing or anything, and my sophomore year started playing, and then I ended up going to the gramophone, and they had some open mics back then, and I got up on stage and just played some songs, and it's where it all started. I was like, I think I want to do this for a living. I think I could do this, but I was only 15 years old, so
Shout out to the gramophone.
Yeah, shout out to the gramophone.
I love that place. Those sandwiches are so good.
Yeah.
I had a. So I don't know. It was like I did a little bit of that. I played. I think it was 6th grade at our school when you moved into middle school, and they allowed you to like try for band, and like I guess pretty much everybody that wanted to could be in band if they so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot because my friends were in it, and I remember picking cornet. Just like, all right, I'll give this a shot, and I remember like giving it, a try, and I'm not very good. And I remember my band teacher like saying something along the lines like, at our school it was an elective thing. So like if you didn't do that, you could go to gym class. So he's like, well, if you either have to try really hard or you can go back to gym class. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll see you later. And like I figured I was always much being my size, being a foot taller than all the other kids in school. I was like, I'm be much better suited for basketball and football and everything else. So, so I never went back and played after that. And like, I don't know, I'm really something tells me like if it was in me, it would have came out by now. Like some sort of thing would draw me to pick up a guitar or whatever it is, and it just hasn't happened for me. So, but I do love it, and I think it'd be fun to like learn someday, and I try to apply myself. But I don't know. I'm a big fan, and like I feel like if I would spend my time playing or getting, playing shows, I would probably miss out on a bunch of the shows that I like going to. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just better off being a fan and stuff. So
Yeah.
But
There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, I mean, I figure somebody's got to listen to these songs. So
Somebody's got to show up.
but you, so what do you think? What was it about that ninth grade or high school marching band that just like really like?
It was mine. Like when I was in marching band, they my school colors were purple and gold, but for some reason they wanted the darkest purple and just black polyester uniforms and like 110 heat marching down a blacktop road.
Right.
Not my forte. It was like, this tenor saxophone's almost as big as me in 8th grade. I was not having it. So I just, was not having it. And I was like, well, thanks. I was in the jazz band. They always tried to throw me up to, I always played, like, when I was in 7th grade, I was in the high school jazz band, and then 8th grade so they always tried to push me up and felt like I was succeeding, and it was fun. It wasn't a big enough challenge, so I just didn't like marching with an instrument. Yeah. I like standing still and kind of playing and whatever, I guess.
You're right. You mentioned your family played and stuff. Did you guys do like jams at the house though and stuff, or did you give up music completely then?
No, we still jammed at the house, and my dad played saxophone and marching band and then switched to drums, so he always was pushing me to play saxophone and helping me out and teaching me some stuff on it. But yeah, we always tried to jam. I never really wanted to pick up the guitar, which is very strange. As a kid, kind of, I always wanted to just sing and just, I don't know. I remember I had this little like drum pad kind of thing, just a little tykes thing that you hit it and you made like weird different program sounds on it, and my dad would play Merle Haggard and I would just sing to Merle Haggard and like play on this little like makeshift drum pad, and my dad would play drums and my brother would try to play something. He played drums and guitar a little bit. And,
okay.
Yeah.
So is that your first song you remember singing? Is some Merle Haggard stuff at the house?
Yeah, I definitely remember like sitting out on the front porch and singing some Merle Haggard. I grew up on a little bit of older country from my grandpa, and
right. Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, obviously that's I love a lot of that just outlaw roots country music and stuff, and I kind of got that vibe. I've seen some of your videos. You even getting into the newer but in the similar vein of country, but like a Tyler Childers and stuff. These guys are kind of keeping that feeling alive in modern country now. Tyler and Sturgill Simpson and and these guys. So, but yeah, I don't know. That stuff's real to me. Like that's not those. I feel like those guys tell stories that I lived in, or that that I can relate to and stuff. And,
no, I completely agree.
So you so 15, you hit the stage at Gramophone and give it a shot. What do you go up there and play?
I actually didn't even sing or anything. I just played backup guitar with my dad played drums, and then he was in another band, and a few of those guys were up there, and they dragged me up there, and they were like, play something, you brought your guitar. So I just kind of goofed off in the back, and everybody was clapping and cheering, and I was like, yeah, it may not be for me, but this is what I want. Like, I want to play music. I want to figure this guitar out, and I want to play it for people, and I want to be the front person. And so it was pretty cool. It was a very eye-opening experience, and it was a lot of fun. So
how long does it take from that to the Darian Roe show then?
Took a while.
Yeah.
A lot of stage fright.
Yeah.
A lot of stage fright. I'm very shy. I don't really usually go up and talk to people, as you may know. But, so I'm definitely, took a while to actually come out and start playing for people and like playing music for my mom, and you know, she's heard it, but actually me like sitting down and playing guitar and singing songs, and now I'm showing her the originals that I'm writing, and it's pretty cool to actually like, I feel like I'm coming out of my shell now and kind of showing everybody what I got. I guess.
I mean, it happens the best of them. I mean, there's so many people I know that like are so scared about even coming out of the, you know, basement or out of the garage or whatever. Like they're great musicians, and they just, whatever it is, they don't believe in themselves enough, or you know, like to get over that stage fright to, you know, whatever it is. But which I get it. Like it's I've only been on stage a handful of times, and it's, you know, every time it scares me, but you know, it's also like a rush, and it's like exciting and something different. And so I never had that, like, talked to a lot of comedians and stuff, you know, and they always like talk about the first time they went and did an open mic and doing comedy, and then like they may have bombed or whatever, but there's still like that hook. There's like, oh, I love this, I'm going back, and the same thing, and a similar story like you're saying. I'm like, so I just you know, stinks it took you a little while to, you know, really find your feet and believe in that, in what your product here, that as you're playing and singing and stuff. But yeah, now you're out there doing it. We got I know you've been playing around the Illinois and side here a lot. I guess playing some we you know, as much as you could, because obviously it's a 2020, as everybody's been well documented. So
they're great 2020.
Yeah, but you know, it's nice when you get to set up on a patio and space out. And
yeah, I mean, it's been beautiful out too. It's not really rained that much, so, or at least not often. It was pretty crappy a few weeks ago, but it's been really nice, and people are actually enjoying the outside, and I think people are just ready to see some live music, no matter what. Like you said about the lot, like people are just trying to get out there. They don't care what they have to do, honestly. Yeah,
people are making it work. I mean, like, you know, taking the necessary precautions and making it possible and stuff. So, people are digging the songs, your covers, and are you playing some of these originals out now?
Yeah, they're digging the covers, and definitely getting a lot that people are sticking to. And when they come and see me again, if it's a song's like later in the set list, and they're like, "Hey, you're playing this one, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm playing it. Don't worry, it's on the second set." And it's like, "Oh, okay, cool." But yeah, I have 2 originals that I usually do out, and I'm a pretty tough critic on myself, so my originals sit around for a while and stew and make sure they're all good. But
is that new for you though, like writing your own stuff? Like, I mean, it's like, did you write as a kid at all or anything?
Yeah, I wrote a lot as a kid. None of it made any sense, but you know, I tried. And but yeah, I have quite a few notebooks that I have of just random lyrics and choruses and bridges and verses and whatnot that I just have that just of different moments in my life. And it's pretty cool.
I've heard some good stories too about like guys that, like, you know, write something, or you know, they have like that kind of a similar kind of thing, a notebook, and then they'll be like, just for whatever reason, it's not clicking, you know. It's like, this song is not working like this. And then all of a sudden, like, let's borrow this chorus from this, you know, song and put it in here, and like, or something, you know, they Frankenstein a song together, and then all of a sudden it clicks and everything works. And it's, so maybe there's something, you know, mixed up in there in those notebooks, and where you can make sense of it one of these days and make it all come together. But we do have a couple originals. Like I said, you've been playing them out, and we did some live acoustic jamming here at the house today on the couch. And I always love this stuff just because it's, you know, it's fun for me to come out here and hanging out at your home, and we get to, like, you know, just kind of it's like, it's, you know, like seeing it all develop. And so, like, I'm sure this is kind of where it all starts, you know. It's like playing guitar, sitting at home and stuff. So it's kind of cool for me to like come see it happening live and like that. And, but you played one which we just named it a couple minutes ago. It's a brand new song, and you're gonna premiere it here and with us on the show. It's a song called "Running." We decided to. It's a working title right now.
Working title.
Yeah, but this was a lot of fun. I really, I was the first time hearing this one, and this sounded really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What do you want to add around running? How's this lyrics come to mind and stuff? And
so crazy enough, this song was actually written. So I back in 2018, I believe, I was having some hard times around here and just wasn't happy with what I was doing in life and where I was, and was on the verge of selling all my guitars and just quitting and everything. So my brother lives out in Las Vegas, and I was talking to him. I said, I think I'm gonna move down to Louisiana and just do something down there. And he's like, well, you're crazy. What are you gonna do down there? I was like, I don't know yet, but I'm gonna go do something. I'm gonna do music or something down there. He's like, well, why don't you come out to Vegas? You can crash here, figure it out. And I was like, I've never been to the West Coast. Nothing. I'm not going out there. Well, a few weeks went by. I lost my job because I was a temporary warehouse worker, and I lost my job. And I was like, well, got nothing else going here. So I packed up my stuff in my car and signed my lease of my apartment, and I drove off. And I had a notebook. I bought a fresh notebook on the way out, and started writing as I was driving across the country. And I spent the night in Burlington, Colorado. And first time I ever been to Colorado, first time I ever been to Kansas and everything. And got there and spent the night and woke up the next morning and started heading towards Denver. And I got into the mountains. Never seen mountains before in my life, and I just absolutely fell in love, and it was phenomenal. And I was sitting out got into Aspen, I think, and there was this beautiful stream, like giant wheel well and everything, and on the mountainside. So I pulled over and I took my shoes off and I sat in the stream, and I was like, what am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I trying to run from everything? Where am I going? What am I doing? And I just questioned all of it. So I sat there and I wrote about the first half of that song and nothing. I drove out there and I filled up that notebook, and like I said, it's just been sitting. And the other day I finally got it out and I was piecing it all together on my laptop, and I kind of finished it probably about a week ago. I finished it, and I don't know, it was just kind of just about leaving and where I was going and what the heck was going through my mind when I left. I was living in Bethalto, it's where I'm from, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm in Colorado, I've never even been here, I'm by myself, and it was nuts. Yeah. But it was a crazy experience. Tell me quit running, kid. Nothing even chasing you. You're so caught up in the moment, don't even know what's true. You ask me where I'm going, easier to tell you where I've been, 'cause I'm just a lost soul on a soapy road. Been this way since I was 10, and I'm just trying to find my way through the darkness of the road, trying to have someone help me find the true meaning of life. Why were we so quick to grow up? We we should just slow down time. Sit back, enjoy this life. 'Cause no one gets out alive. And I'm just trying to find my way through the darkness of the road. Trying to have someone help me find the true meaning of life. The true meaning of life. The true meaning of life.
What happened after that? You turn around and go home, or
No, I
you
kept driving. I
kept
made it
going?
all the way to Vegas,
All
and
right.
I lived out there for a while. And man, I was 20 years old, so I couldn't gamble, couldn't drink, couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it was quite an experience out there, and just wasn't for me. I don't like the desert. I don't like the heat, and I just was like, well, stayed out there for I think 7 or 8 months, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go home. I was homesick and super, super, super homesick, and so I packed everything back up and drove back across the country, and here I am now. But
right?
yeah, it was an experience.
Did you find what you were looking for?
I did not, no, but I think I found what I'm looking for here.
Yeah.
So it's
There you
it's
go.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that I think we all kind of go through those moments, though. I
Yeah.
mean, that's something that we can all connect to, like, struggling, whatever, in a certain setting, whatever it is, whether it's your relationship or your job or all of it and stuff, and you just want to find something different. And,
Yeah.
so I'm glad it all ended up working out for you.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.
But you this is currently just this recording right now, right? We got but we might be maybe this winter taking it to the studio or something? Or?
Yeah, so I'm hoping the first album that I put out. So I have an EP that I'm trying to put out and whatnot. It's got, I think, like 5 or 6 songs on it. One of the originals that I did tonight is on there, and then the rest are just some covers of Tyler Childers and Merle Haggard and stuff. But I'm hoping this winter to take the little time off and write all this stuff out and hopefully hit the studio and have a little first album about the adventure and everything out there. And
Nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean that's so cool to think about getting to your first record put together and everything
Yeah.
else, and especially original stuff. And so yeah, it'd be really nice to get it all put together.
Yeah.
Have you got a recording studio in mind you've been looking at or anything? Or
I have a few in mind. I'm not entirely sure which one yet, but
got a lot of really nice spaces around St. Louis area. Yeah. So that's that's the thing. It's kind of, but it's all personal preference, wherever you feel more comfortable. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of really good ones around town.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look a few up.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, we did a cover also today, and we mentioned them earlier, a group called Blue October.
Yes.
And you played a song called Oh My My, right?
Yes.
And, but this, I never knew this one. I don't, you said this is a pretty new one from them, but I've known this group for a long time now. Like just, I remember, I think what Foiled, I think was like 04, something like that. And that was really where they kind of hit a lot of mainstream success with, and that's when I really got to know a little bit more about them and that record. And I saw them live a couple of times at Point Fest and stuff. But just a great band. And Justin is like such a master with lyrics and stuff, and like very talented writer. And, still some of those songs just like really get like Hate Me is like so powerful.
Oh yeah.
Like that's such, I mean, obviously a lot of people know that one, the big hit single and stuff, but Into the Ocean, another, great song.
Great song.
And so a lot of that stuff like just really sticks with me even all these years later.
Yeah.
But this was this is my first time hearing the song, is hearing your version of it, and I really like it, and it was a lot of fun to hear this stripped down acoustic version of it like this. So
thank you.
Black hair, I have blue. You look sadder than most girls do. The way you walk around, always watching the ground. Well, I like watching you. Your friends, they don't like me. They're jealous of my tattoos. I'm not a bad guy, just like wearing black. I'm not scared of anything, but saying this to you. It's going down. Neither of us wanna be alone right now. Oh my, yeah, I'm loving all your warning signs. 'Cause I'm a sucker for you, oh my, girl, you get me high. Yeah, you're my type. Danger, danger. I'll be waiting by the blacktop, like a cigarette stain for you. Every day I just won't go away. I'm not scared of anything, but saying this to you. It's going down. Neither of us wanna be alone right now. Oh my, yeah, I'm loving all your lonely signs. 'Cause I'm a sucker for you, oh my, girl, you get me high. Yeah, you're my type. Danger, danger, oh my. Yeah, I'm a sucker for the lonely kind. 'Cause I'm in love with you, oh my. Girl, you get me high. Yeah, you're my type. Danger, danger. Yeah, I'm loving all your warning signs. 'Cause I'm a sucker for you, oh my. Girl, you get me high. Yeah, you're my type. Danger, danger, oh my. Yeah, I'm in love with the lonely kind. 'Cause I'm in love with you, oh my. Girl, you get me high. Yeah, you're my type. Danger, danger.
you well, what about Oh My My? Is it, what made this song stick out to you where you're like, I want to give it a spin?
Well, the first time I heard it, I saw it on YouTube, and it said like 2 hours ago, Blue October posted a brand new video. And I was like, oh my goodness, okay. So I clicked on it, and it was a very acoustic kind of like Zoom call kind of music video. It was very strange, and they were all playing weird instruments and stuff, and it was very acoustically, and I just really liked how it sounded, and I don't know, his voice is just so pure that I feel like I'd fall in love with any song that he writes.
Right.
But yeah, it's just one that really stuck to me, and I don't know, I just kind of like it lyrically, and just the tune of it, I really enjoy it.
Yeah, that like melody in it, like kind of I don't know, feels more like a kind of 50s pop, kind of. It's got that little bit of that to it, like something along that lines. Like I don't know, something. It was a good little hook into it.
Yeah.
So it gets stuck in your head and catchy.
Yeah.
You that I don't know, like do you do that a lot? Like, is that how you like learning a lot of these covers because of YouTube, or do you just like a lot of these your favorite songs and you just want to share them, or how do you go about creating the set list and stuff? Is there?
Oh boy.
do you listen to a lot of the radio to try to find newer stuff to play out, or do you?
So I will admit that I do not listen to the radio
Right,
unless
yeah.
it's KDHX
Yeah.
or the very random Keishi.
Right.
Like, I don't listen to anything else. I always have Spotify or YouTube
Sure.
going, just trying to find something new, or I listen to something a million times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Most of the time, it's just songs that are just, I don't know, I like them so much, or it's songs that other people, when I'm playing out, they're like, hey, do you know this song? And I'm like, no, but I can add it to the list. So I kind of write it down, and I go home and I learn it and for the crowd and stuff. But
Yeah.
a lot of it are just songs that I've sang in the past as a kid that I was like, well, I think I can learn that on guitar. And I grab it and learn it. And I'm like, that'll work. Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah. You, what about the guitar? You mentioned kind of picking it up later, and stuff. You played it younger, but then like kind of come back to it. But like, are you self-taught? Did you?
Yeah, just only self-taught. All my instruments, I'm just self-taught. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if like you took any lessons from anybody or anything, but yeah, that's I don't know. Yeah, that's like I said, that takes a lot of dedication and perseverance to stick with it and stuff. And learning that, like, do you ever get like read tabs? Is that or anything like that? Like, do you?
Well,
Or do you
I
get
mean,
it?
I can read tabs and stuff, but to the extent of the guitar, I honestly
Or do you-
don't really mind going too deep into it. I just kind of like it for just the chords and
Sure.
stuff, and
You play more by ear? Do you like learn it by ear, or do you?
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I can do it by ear, or I can just read a tab
Sure.
if I'm bored and don't feel like doing it,
Right.
or if I'm in a hurry. But
Yeah. That, like I said, I don't know any of that stuff. Like, it's all, I mean, I know enough about it to talk about it, but there's no way I could, like, oh, that's a C or, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. But, anyway, so you can find more Darian Roe music. You can get plugged in on the socials. We got the official fan page now on Facebook and Instagram, so you can get plugged in with those and find more shows coming to a city near you. I noticed it seems more on over here on the east side, all
Yes.
right, through Belleville and everything else, and
Yeah.
Collinsville and things, and
about Godfrey and
Yeah.
Bethalto and
yeah. So you're gonna go on the Missouri side? You gonna try to pick up some spots when everything allows to come over that way?
Yeah, I plan on crossing the river
Yeah.
very soon, and
All
it was a plan. I had a master plan for this year. I bet everybody else did
Sure.
too, but 2020 kind of took reign of it. But yeah, I have a list of places that I'm ready to contact and ready to get over there as soon as everything's allowed to.
Yeah. Hopefully that we're back soon. I don't know. I keep saying that, so hopefully I'll believe it. But
Yeah.
who knows when? Really, like it's the unfortunate truth. So I don't know. But everybody's trying to make the best of it all, and well, let's get a little lighter note. I don't want to keep going on about 2020. But as I pulled up to your house today, I noticed quite a few Halloween decorations.
Yes.
Including one of my favorites, Mr. Jack Skellington.
Yes.
Is Halloween pretty big over here at your house?
Yeah, to an extent. I
Yeah.
mean, as a child, I was in love with Halloween and wanted to dress up and go trick or treating, of course.
Sure.
But now I was just like, well, I mean, I enjoy, like, if I could, to hand out like candy to kids,
Yeah.
but probably not this year. But
Yeah, well, I like to do that too, but they don't even come to my house. Like
Really?
they don't my neighborhood. We go like there's a much larger neighborhood like right next door, so they all just
Yeah.
go over there, and of course there's like 500 houses in that neighborhood. So
kids.
like yeah. So I just eat all the candy myself.
yeah. But no, I like going to like the pumpkin patch. We went to Eckert's in Belleville. I think we went Wednesday. We went and got some pumpkins. was raining. It was really muddy. It was a heck of a time.
Yeah.
But we came back and carved some pumpkins and
There you go.
yeah, trying to be as festive as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and my wife, we usually we like to take the ferry across the river just because it's something to do once a year, and bring it over here and go to Eckert's and usually leave with some apples and some pumpkins and some apple butter or something maybe, and it's all kinds of delicious treats over there.
Yeah, we were walking around that store for a while.
Yeah, all right.
Lots of good things in that store.
Yeah. You what's your probably like, if you had to pick one, your favorite Halloween costume you dressed up as a kid?
Gosh.
You remember a good one?
I think I was Spider-Man for about 4 years in a row.
Oh, yeah.
I was in love with Marvel and all that when I was a kid. Then Star Wars. I was Darth Vader for a few years, and then I got switched over to Spider-Man. I was in love with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I did. Obviously, got a couple years on you. I was. I was into this Ninja Turtles, so I definitely did the Turtles a couple times and stuff like that. That was that was a big part of my youth and stuff. And so I feel like Ninja Turtles were like the, obviously Spider-Man, Batman, all those Superman, all that whole DC and Marvel universe were all there, but we didn't have the movies like they do now. Like, I mean, obviously. It's way more than it ever was when I was a kid. So, which I love all the new movies they've been putting out and stuff. But when I was growing up, like I said, turtles were the thing. So well, still are. Turtles are still cool.
Oh yeah.
Are you a big Nightmare fan though?
I am.
Jack?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually didn't do that one. My boyfriend actually carved that one, but the night before we went to the pumpkin patch, we actually Edwardsville AMC is open some really weird hours and social distancing and all that fun stuff, and they actually were playing Nightmare Before Christmas the other night, and we went and watched it, and on the big screen it was really, really cool to see.
Yeah. we did on the big screen with like I don't know, I think it was like some kind of double feature thing with Frankenweenie on that movie. I think it was coming out, and so we got to like watch both of them back to back, and it was a long time sitting in the theater, but it was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even sure when when Night Before Christmas came out. I don't even think I was alive yet.
Yeah, 98. I want to say 98.
I was
something right there, right around that.
About a year old.
Yeah. It's my wife really got into, like, that's hers, like, she's all about it. That and Jurassic Park. She has a Jurassic Park tattoo sleeve she's working on.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But Nightmare is like right up there also with, and she's got also, I always tease her, like, every time we go into a store and there's like we just went to Spirit, looking for some Halloween stuff, and they have a Nightmare section, and she has to go run over there and look at it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure you have all these things, like, So, but we watch it, of course, every year, and I saw people debating online if it was is it a Halloween movie or is it a Christmas movie, and I called it a Thanksgiving movie because you can watch it right in the middle.
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's like,
best of both worlds.
Right. But such a fun movie, and those songs are so good and fun to sing along to. And
yes,
that Oogie Boogie, though, he's probably my favorite. I almost considered dressing up as Oogie Boogie for Halloween this year. I work in an elementary school, so I thought it'd be. Last year I went as Forky.
That's awesome.
And it was a big hit, and I was trying to come up with something to top Forky.
Yeah.
And I was striking out, and I was like, but I thought maybe Oogie Boogie might do it, but
it's my favorite also.
Yeah, but I didn't make it happen. I was hard to really get into the spirit. I don't know, just like it was. Didn't really feel like it. It was kind of a weird day, so I just didn't dress up at the school. But it was fun to see all the kids dressed up. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so. It was what's your favorite Halloween candy?
My favorite Halloween candy. Honestly, probably just like a Reese's or a Three Musketeers.
Reese's no joke. That's my favorite.
Anything but caramel.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of caramel.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a Reese's any day. That's my. But those Reese's pumpkins, like, yeah.
They're so good.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal.
So that's I like it when you get it, and the trees are always good too for Christmas. I like it all, but
Yes.
it's always one of my favorites when those come around.
Me too.
Let's talk about another original tune we played, and this one is called "Long Climb Ahead."
You don't have to drink tonight, don't you just get some sleep? 'Cause I'm tired of crying in driveways as you slur the words you speak. And I know that growing up was an evil thing to you. Makes you awfully hard to love from a lover's point of view. And I'll never understand how you wound up in the shape you're in. I'll always be the fool that fell for you in your burning skin. Be praying for you, fighting for you, and hope you'll just rest. From a lover's point of view, it's all been hard to watch at best. Just from where I'm standing, you got a long climb ahead, and I will wipe the vomit. You cannot lift your head. 'Cause a lover doesn't leave when times like these get dark. I'll be there to watch the sunrise. We reclaim your heart. And I will pick you up downtown when you're grinning with a busted lip. But you're not known for backing down, and those girls know for talking shit. Now it's about the time, love, really got to decide. Are you gonna be a good girl to me or just waste our time? Just from where I'm standing, you got a long climb ahead, and I will wipe the vomit. You cannot lift your head. 'Cause a lover doesn't leave when times like these get dark. I'll be there to watch the sunrise. We reclaim your heart. You don't have to drink tonight, don't you just get some sleep? 'Cause I'm tired of crying in driveways as you slur the words you speak.
This was cool. Again, like, this is just you and the guitar hanging out. We actually have video of it too that I'll have post. So check that out. But what would you like to share around this song?
Long Climb Ahead was written almost a year ago. Today's the 24th. So touch on it a little bit. About a year ago, I stopped drinking. So I didn't really struggle with like drinking heavily or anything like that, but I did realize once I started getting angry or frustrated, or it always seemed like it was there to calm me, and I stopped drinking, and this song was kind of like, you got a long climb ahead of where you're going, and but it's gonna be better, and I got people and that are gonna be there for me, and I don't need to try to subside my problems and my issues with alcohol or anything like that. I can seek other people, or I can color, I can draw, I can write music, I can do all these other things. So yeah, it's pretty cool to almost, I got 3 days until I've been no drinking for a year, and
Nice. Yeah.
it's pretty cool just to be able to play it, and people have been really digging it when I play it out, so it's cool to see the positive thing about it, and that's how I play it too. Is it's not a sad song, it's not a negative song about anything. It's kind of like, here I am, here's my story a little bit, and
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
There you go. Well, that's great. I'm glad that you were able to do that. And you have any? Did you find a certain thing that like trick that helped work for you or anything, or was it just cold turkey? Just
it was just cold turkey. Honestly, it was just And then, like I said, the night before I wrote this song, I had a really rough night and drank a lot and whatnot. And I was like, woke up the next morning and I was like, all right, this is it.
Right.
We can't do this anymore. We gotta have some more. We gotta have some better days and better nights and everything. So I sat down and kind of wrote out like, this is what we're gonna do instead, and this is it, and this is it. And then I kind of looked at it and I was like, it's gotta be a song, honestly. Yeah. So I kind of just took it a little bit out and wrote it out, and it was.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jason Isbell, and he's got that song "Live Oak." I don't know if you know that one.
I do not know.
Well, you should.
I'll look it up, though.
Go listen, because it's incredible. But that's so in the song, not to spoil alert for anybody that hasn't heard it, but it's a story about him like killing a woman, or it's sort of like, this is the way I interpret it, but it sounds like he buried her under the water table line, he says, and all this, and is buried by this tree, and but all of it's a giant like metaphor for him getting sober and like dealing with his alcoholism and bearing it, and so the way he's able to use his words and like paint this picture and this beautiful song and like, I don't know, it was really well done, and just but he's, there's a lot of artists that struggle with various things and whatever it is, and for them to get past it, to keep it under control and be able to move on and in a clear head write some great music and stuff. So he's one. I mean, like, ever since he's got himself together, like, his career's taken off. He's blowing up. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he was doing pretty good before, but now that it's even now the foot's on the pedal, full steam ahead now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, definitely give that a spin when you get a chance. It's a great song. But Long Climb Ahead. Hopefully that'll also appear on that upcoming studio project.
Yeah, and it's actually on the EP also.
It's on the
that's the one original that's on the EP.
Right. And you can grab that at any upcoming shows.
Yeah, any upcoming show, or I gotta just message me on Facebook on my page or privately. And
is that like, do you want to, when you're moving these songs to the studio and stuff, like as we're thinking about for winter here and stuff, are you looking to kind of keep them pretty bare bones acoustic, or do you have some? I mean, I know you've been playing out with a drummer.
Yeah, I have a drummer. That's my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that, Dad, but that's cool.
Yep, that's my dad.
Are you looking to add more of a band feel to
he'll
these?
definitely be in it, and I'm thinking about maybe not hiring a bass player, but having somebody sit in and play some bass on it, possibly. Got a few people in mind, but
but
see how it goes.
Any electric guitar or anything like that? Do you?
Probably not. No, I'm mostly acoustic. I own an electric, but I mean,
right.
I only play it. I play it very, very rarely.
Yeah.
I broke a string at 7 Belleville about a month ago, and I was like almost done with my last set, and I broke a string because I was going way too hard on an acoustic song, and I was like, oh no, and I had to play my electric, and I got it out, and I was like, man, this stinks. It's a good electric, I like it, but right. I love the acoustic sound.
Sure.
And,
yeah.
But for me at least, like, I love going and seeing like rock bands, and like Rush is one of my biggest all-time inspirations, and Alex Lifeson, I absolutely can watch him play, and Dave Grohl, I can watch them play guitar all day, electric, but for me it just, I don't know, it just doesn't click with me very well.
All right.
Yeah.
That'll Dave Grohl, he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, I love him.
Yeah,
He's great.
we had some cranked up on the way when I got here. So like it was cool to get in a little Foo Fighters concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see them live. That's one I've never been able to catch yet. But you're talking about your bucket list. That would probably be one for me. Like, so one of the last like real rock and roll bands left anymore. You know, of newer rock and roll. But there's still a couple. The old timers still doing it and stuff, which is always great. But like they're kind of the only like modern rock on the radio that's
still kind of trucking.
Yeah, everything else is, alternative and whatever and different, electronic and everything else. And Dave just seems like the coolest guy too. Like that's what I love. Like he's such a character, personality. That stuff with him and that little girl on the drums, the drum battle they were doing.
Cutest thing ever. Yeah. It was awesome.
Those were a lot of fun watching them go back and forth and challenging each other, and so that was a lot of fun to be able to watch that. And so,
that was super cool.
Yep. I have a couple of quick questions I wanted to ask you. Some kind of random things I've been asking people. But what's a song that always gets stuck in your head?
Oh boy.
Did you wake up singing anything, humming a song or anything?
Not this morning.
Yeah.
Song that always gets stuck in my head. I feel like any song.
All right. I think we just had that.
What was that? The Foo Fighters song.
Yeah.
That was
There Goes My Hero.
Yeah. It's one I cover that song also. But yeah, that's a phenomenal song. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Rush songs just get stuck in my head. I don't even have to be listening to them. I can just be driving and I see something and it reminds me of it, and then I hear the song in my head the rest of the day.
I was talking to some friends the other day on the show about it, like how I just woke up and sometimes I just like a random song. I had, not like I even listened to it recently or anything. Mm-hmm. And then so the other day I woke up with and it was just the one line on the song. It was a Decadent Nation song, and it was a song called Ganja Queen Mary, and the line is Babylonian horn sounds. And for whatever reason, that was on a loop all morning long, just in my head, and until I just go crazy. So
that's fun.
But it happens a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Say there's a Darian action figure.
Oh gosh.
What would your pull string say? Do you have any quotes you say a lot or anything?
While I'm playing music, I usually drop my pick very awkwardly at the very end, and I'll be like, oh, there goes my pick, and I just like kind of bend over and grab it. I don't know. I feel like I'm a very awkward person when I'm up at the mic and I'm not singing. Yeah, but I got nothing. Not a great social talker with the crowd yet. Yeah. Still working on it.
Yeah. That's like that's a whole art in itself, like the whole stage banter stuff. Like to be able to
Somebody can teach me how to banter with the crowd. That would be the greatest thing.
Yeah, I got friends that do it, and they're like, it's like half comedy act, half a stage concert and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, these guys are hilarious up here. I don't know how they do that, but they do it all.
It's fantastic.
Okay, is there something you think you could get into the Guinness Book of World Records for? Is there anything you... No? None to come to mind? Yeah?
Nothing really.
Yeah. I don't have one either. I just think it's funny to think about. Like,
I couldn't even tell you, honestly. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a very unique question. I've never thought of that before.
Right. Well, here's another one, a weird one. Okay, who would you look when the Darian biopic comes out? Mm-hmm. Who would you like to cast to play you in the movie version?
Oh my gosh!
You get into movies?
Not really.
No.
I don't really even know like any female actors. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not a very. I don't usually watch TV or anything unless it's YouTube.
Right.
As I usually just watch music documentaries or.
Yeah. Well, there's quite a few musicians that play or connect to and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I have no idea.
yeah, that's a tricky one too. Like, I just think it's fun to ask a band because then they can kind of pick people for other people.
Definitely.
So it's a little trickier trying to think of one for yourself, but
It is very tricky.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, you said you didn't really watch a lot, but if there was a movie or TV show that you wish you were in, like, is there something, a certain world that you think like that would be fun to be a part of that?
Yes, How I Met Your Mother is my favorite show.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Now, would you like to just be another friend to the cast, or would you like to replace somebody in a character?
Probably just have me added into the group.
Yeah, that's a great show. That's so funny. That just like I don't. That's a great example of like a cast where it's like they're all like real people in your life. Like you can like, oh, that's I know that guy. Like so, and that's how I feel a lot about The Office and stuff too. Like it's one of my favorites. But all those people are real people I work with. Like I just like I look around like, okay, this is Michael. This is Dwight and stuff like. So it's just it's funny how they tap into those characters and those personalities so well.
Yeah, I feel like I also just some of the stuff on some of the episodes. I just re-binge watched it the other day or the other week or two, and some of the things that they do, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I've been in that situation, or you can kind of understand and kind of picture myself doing something along with whatever they're doing sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I like all the, but I think Marshall, Jason Segel is probably my favorite. Just I like him a lot as a comedian and actor and everything. So
yeah, he's great.
He's one of my favorite characters in the show for sure.
Yeah, I like a lot of his movies too.
Yep. Yeah, he's and then he even did the Muppets. So that was cool.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I heard about it.
It was good. It was pretty well done for a new Muppets movie. All right. I think I might know the answer, but you get to front the band of your choice for one night and sing one song. What's going to be the band and what's going to be the song?
The band.
And this is just like they pull you up out of the audience and they want you to. They're going to sing the song they're going to play the song you want to sing with them and stuff like.
So it's probably gonna throw you a curveball, but it's definitely Tyler Childers.
All right.
And
I was gonna say Rush since you were talking.
Well, yes, Rush. I would love to be the frontman, but I can't sing like Getty.
Yeah.
Not even possible. I wouldn't even try. I'd be no.
Yeah.
I just get up there and I just stare at Alex the entire time, just watch him play guitar. I'd be like, "We're doing an instrumental on this one."
Yeah, right.
But no, probably Tyler Childers. I've just fallen in love with his music lately, and man, Feathered Indians is probably one of my favorites that he does. Probably that one.
I gotta be honest, like I've talked about it on the show before too, but how so I started hearing about Tyler. Started getting a pretty good momentum, and people are like, "Oh, you gotta check this guy out." And I guess it was the first, I don't know, I listened to the record or whatever he had out, and like I was listening to it, and I'm just didn't really click for me. It didn't something about his voice just kind of didn't really resonate with me, and like so I kind of got just kind of like, oh well, whatever. I was just like, but and I kept hearing about him, like everybody kept talking about it, and I remember he played Delmar Hall or played Blueberry Hill, and that sold out like immediately, and they bumped him up to Delmar Hall, and then like that one sold out immediately, and then like the next time he come back through, he played the pageant, and then that sold out, and like I'm like, this guy's on a rocket to the top, right? This is all happening in a couple months, and so I really started at some point in there. I started really getting into it, though. I went back and revisited. I'm like, maybe I'm missing something here. And I really started listening to his lyrics and his writing, and that's where I'm like, I fell in love with his stuff. Like, he's such a gifted writer, and I finally got to see him live, and I really enjoyed his stage show a lot too. I saw him at the pageant, and I saw him. And of one in particular for me, obviously I love White House Road, and there's a lot of good ones. But Follow Me to Virgie is one that really hits me hard. And for me, I connected to the story a lot as my mother was sick last year, and she passed in December, and so listening to that story, now that's all I think about and stuff, and so getting to see him do it live, and I was just a mess and stuff.
I would have been the same way, man.
So it was tough, but it was really a beautiful moment and stuff. Just him and a guitar on stage playing that song, and so it was a great night. And I was really disappointed because I had tickets to see him in Sturgill at Chaffetz in March or whatever. I think it was originally the date, and then it got bumped, and then it got canceled. And I was like, man, it's two of my favorites on the same show. And that would have been a really good night. So hopefully that'll happen again someday. But but yeah, Tyler's that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So.
I was late on the Tyler Childers train because I posted something. Everybody's been posting about him, and like I said, a lot of people telling me to check out bands, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll check them out, and I just don't. I don't know why. I just like the music I listen to, and I'm not really open to change of music genres and everything. But I was listening to something. I think I was listening to some older country, and somehow he popped up. And I was like, who the heck is this? And song was playing, and I don't even remember what song it was. And I was like, wow, I kind of dig this. This is pretty cool. And I listened to a few others, and I even posted on Facebook. I was like, where's this guy been? And everybody's like, you've just been lost. You've not listened to him. Where have you been? I was like, I got nothing. I've never even heard of him. Yeah. But yeah, it was opened my perspective to a lot of new music. And Sturgill, I got into him also because of Tyler, and a lot of awesome music.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of, and then even locally we got a lot of guys that are kind of doing a similar sound, and they're doing really well. So definitely. If you kind of dig that, I would also check out Nick Gussman, locally, one of my absolute favorite singer-songwriters, and he's doing really well for himself too. Sweet. So he's got a record called Dear Hard Times that he put out in 2018, and he's working on some new stuff right now. So sweet. But I think you might dig that too, in that similar vein. So I was gonna you're wearing a JJ Gray and Mofro hat. That's what I was going to ask you about. You ever get to see them?
I did. I got to meet them one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never officially, meet them, handshake, picture, or anything but I went to see them in Kansas City at Knuckleheads. Ooh. And it was a super cool night. And I got to I was right, front row. The outdoor stage, and Knuckleheads has 3 different stages in there, and the outdoor stage is kind of set up like a Fast Eddie's patio type of thing like that. It's just a very unique kind of concert venue. But it was so I got right up front, and I got to hang out. And at the time, the Old Glory record was out, and I picked up a copy on vinyl, and they left the stage right after the show, and I caught one of their tech guys, and I was like, "Hey man, any way I can get this signed?" And he took it back and got it all autographed, and so that was really cool. That's the closest I got to actually having contact with them. But they had Anderson East opened up that show, and that was first I heard of him, and he blew me away, and then I started following him around. I saw him at off Broadway and stuff, and then at the pageant and stuff too. And but yeah, really talented guy, and I liked him so much that I saw that show in Kansas City the night before it was a Thursday night. I went to that show because one of my favorites was in town in St. Louis on a Friday night. and I didn't want to miss that. So I went to Knuckleheads in Kansas City on Thursday, come back home, and then Friday I went to see that J.J. Gray show again, but I only watched the Anderson East performance because he impressed me so much. I was like, I got to go see that again. And then I hauled ass over to Off Broadway, and I caught Will Hogue over there to headline his set. And so I got to see best of both worlds.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was actually there that night at that was my first Mofro concert, was Anderson East and JJ Gray, and a buddy of my dad, the band that he was in at the time, they covered Sweetest Thing. Yeah. And they were at a band practice one night, and I was listening. I was like, man, I dig that song. My dad's like, you should listen to the real version. You know, it's a really sick song. I was like, all right. So I listened to it, and I was like, he's all right. Then I started listening more to it, and I was like, okay, all right, this is cool. So then I think it was for my birthday. I was in high school still, and my mom was like, what do you want for your birthday? I was like, I don't know. Let's go to a concert or something. So she got me JJ Gray tickets, and Anderson East opened up, and I was able to go down to the dance floor, and I was on the rail in front of him. It was phenomenal, and and then the second time I saw him, he was at the pageant. I don't recall who opened up for him, but the pageant has this thing where sometimes they do the bow tie, where you can't anyone under 21 can't go on the floor. So I got there, and I tried to go to the security, and they were like, no, and I was like, but he's my favorite, which is one of the biggest things I hate now. Because I'm like, I don't care, you're not 21, get out of here. Yeah. So I had to sit in the chair, and I just sat there, and I watched him the second time. And then he came to Atomic Cowboy last year, maybe? I think it was last year. He came to Atomic Cowboy with, can't even tell you who the opening act was.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, and I got VIP tickets, and funny story, we were in line waiting for him to come out, and he was standing leaning against the stage finally, and we walked up, and the guy that was opening for him, I didn't know who he was, and he was standing off to the corner, and I was talking to JJ, and I was flabbergasted, didn't even know what to say. He's like, hi, how are you? I was like, good, hi, how are you? I was so nervous and everything, because such a musical inspiration of just his lyrics are phenomenal. And I had a marker in my hand, and I forgot that I had something that I wanted him to sign in my car, and he's like, do you have something for me to sign? And I said, well, I did. And he looked me up and down, and he's like, give me your shoe. And I had a pair of checkerboard Vans on. I was like, what? So I took my shoe off, and he took it, and he signed my shoe, and I just put it back on my foot. And he's like, all right, sweet. And I got pictures with him, and the opening act was just standing there, and I felt so bad because I had no idea who he was until we got on stage and opened up for JJ, and he was phenomenal. And I still can't think of his name for some reason, but he was so good. And but yeah, JJ Gray was so great that night, and he opened up, he did a song, he did The Sun Is Shining Down, and he came out in a full suit, because he wasn't in a full suit all night, and he came out in a full suit, and it was very crazy, because he's like, I'm not sure if you guys know this, he's like, but I been away for a little bit, and I just got a private jet plane here, because he said his father passed 24 hours before that, and he's like, I'm gonna sing this song now, and he sat down, and I just started crying, and the waterworks were going, and it was phenomenal. And he puts on such a crazy hell of a show, so much energy, and the saxophone and the trumpets, and I love all of it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
but
they're really
it was.
He's one of a kind, one of the best for sure.
Yeah.
So go see a JJ Gray show if you can.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. It's been an awesome night. I'm really glad we made this happen.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad you shared some of your originals with me today, and I'm excited to hear the official debut album and everything when it all gets ready to go and stuff. So hopefully that's not too long.
Yeah.
But so keep up with Darian on your Facebook and Instagram, like I said, and find hopefully some shows coming to a town near you and some new music coming soon. Hit her up for that EP if you want a copy of that. So, yeah. This has been cool. I'm really glad this worked out. So
yeah, it's been a blast. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for everything, and I will hopefully see you at a show soon or something.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Well, yeah, that was it.